Well, howdy do, everybody. I'm sort of ready and I'm sort of not. This being my second live, I know I've got one person watching. That would be George. Hey, George. I am kind of like discombobulated. I know it's like riding a horse or a bicycle. You just got to get used to it. So, at any rate, yeah, I obviously have been watching Web Squadron too much, and it looks like it's easy, but it's really not. It really is not. So, I actually have to write things down because I'm just one of these people who like to fly by the seat of my pants, and sometimes your pants fall off and it gets awkward. So I actually have written down on a piece of paper a list of things that I want to get through today. So first of all, let me just show you what tools I use. So I use LocalWP, which is a piece of software that creates an environment on your computer that allows WordPress and, I'm sorry, I'm watching a replay in the corner of my eye and I just waved at myself. Okay, I'm all right. Squirrel, I'm all right, I'm here. So back to LocalWP. A piece of software you install on your software on your computer. My brain is here, not yet. And you create that environment with software. I've got to stop that. I cannot watch myself twice in one screen, but I have to. So I'm just going to have to get used to that with things happening on the screen. All right. Focus, girl, focus. LocalWP software you install on your computer that creates an environment for WordPress and Elementor. Gee whiz, that was so easy to get through. And Chrome browser seems to be the browser of choice for probably 80% of the traffic on the internet. Elementor Pro, I use Elementor Pro because those Pro features are helpful. Because if you are installing, you know, loads and loads of plugins with extra added features, some things sometime might break and be causing cross-contamination of JavaScript and other things that may break your site or make anomalies happen that you don't know why. So Elementor Pro, it's easy because Elementor made it and knows their system to work with the free Elementor. And then the Hello theme. I know there is a sea of themes out there, but the Hello theme, again, Elementor created that theme to work with their ecosystem, so why not use something like the Hello? And then you're like, well, there's nothing in Hello, and that's where we're going. There's nothing in it to get bogged down or get complicated because you want to build what you want to build, and Hello does not get in the way of that. So there is that. And now I'm going to do something tricky. Yes, I am. Okay, I think I'm ready. Let me see. I'm going to switch the screen here. Please work. Oh, I'm on the wrong, hold on, I'm on the wrong slide. I'm trying to pull up a Keynote slide. Oh, wrong one. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm coming, I promise. Right there, and here we go. I'm going to switch scenes. Bam. It worked. And the scroller's working at the bottom. All right. So as you can see, the scroller at the bottom tells you what the free version and the current version of Elementor as of yesterday when I made the ticker. So if you have not upgraded, please upgrade so that you're on track with everything that Elementor has to offer. And since Elementor did update 2 days ago with the Elementor 3.7.1 version, here's the changelog of what happened in this little tiny update that needed some fixes from this 3.7 version. We've got something about the notes icon. They needed to fix that. The notes experiment caused a PHP fatal error. I didn't see that. On some cases, well, that case didn't happen to me. And it fixed UI glitches in the notes feature. So the little tiny update that happened with 3.7.1 was all about fixing the notes feature. So there's some Elementor news. Now I hope to not go over time today for maybe an hour and 15 minutes because I have something up for you. It's not only a chat session today, it's also a build it session. So let me change slides. Oh, please. Please make it work. Okay, yeah, it is working. All right, so Keynote is open and active. And let me switch slides. And it's not working. Oh, it's not working. Okay. There it is. Here's what's happening at 11 o'clock Eastern. Wherever you are, you do your time conversion. But Elementor is having its own live session at 11 Eastern time. They will be on YouTube and Facebook for a 3.7 Pro roundup of enhancements. Basically, they are having a live show on all of the features that they revealed in 3.7 in a very fast, rapid 45 minute, I love it, my brain's just off to the races, 45-minute session. Now, I don't know if you've, and Elementor, I love you, but you do need public opinion to say what works and what doesn't work. And I won't use anybody's name, but I will say that there are some of your MCs and people on your live shows that are extremely high-strung. And I think you set up, unfortunately, one of your employees' minds to be, hurry up, we have to get through this, we have 90 seconds to get through it, hurry, that's great, yeah, move on to the next one. Because that person doesn't seem like they enjoy being on camera. I don't enjoy being on camera either. And, you know, my brain and my mouth don't seem to want to work together. But I try my hardest not to be deer in the headlights and running the vacuum cleaner with a cat in the room, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, the last couple of times I've watched a live show from Elementor, it's been real awkward and painful for me to watch because someone is, every second passes by in their brain is like, we have to get in, we have to get out. And I don't feel that they are necessarily made for television, this personality. That's just my opinion. So I hope it goes better today. So yeah, that's just my little opinion about the Elementor live shows. And I'm one to talk. I have a hard time being on camera as an extreme, sensitive, high introvert. But there's that. Okay, so let's just switch scenes. Okay, so that's all of the news that I have for you today for Elementor. So let's get rid of the Keynote news slides out of the way. So George, how you doing? How's it going? Let me get rid of Keynote and close Keynote because I'm done with the news for today. Right now, the Elementor news. Get rid of that green haze off of my face. All right, okay. And I don't know if I really want to move into what I have offered for the next 50 minutes, 60 minutes. I already talked about the tools I use and the Elementor 3.7, yep, and that Elementor live event that's happening in 2 hours, 1 hour and 50 minutes, if you're really counting each second that goes by. So let me just open up some things, and why don't I just move into the live build it today? Oh, wow, yeah, moving into a live. And George is coding some PHP. Lovely, lovely. Let me make sure that's a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. Lovely. Did you notice that I am matching the environment? I have a purple shirt on. And I bought it just for this. I've got a blue one for the build-its, and I got a pink one for the tutorials. All right. So let me just get in. I think this was I don't know which site it was. Well, we're just going to have to find out. Excuse me while I find out which one of my local WP sites that I created. Ooh, there it is. All right, let's pull that over here. All right, excuse me, just behind the scenes, I got to set it up for you. So when I hit the button, it actually works. All right, let me look at this. Yes, this is it. All right, let me open it up. All right, we're coming. Ah, here we go. All right. So let me switch the scene and let me get this. Now, I am no designer, and I did this as extremely fast as I possibly could. Okay, here we are. I am in a site which I created yesterday as fast as I possibly could. So you're going to see things like this that are duplicated. And it does, you know, it's like an elementary quick website. Yeah, I built this yesterday. All the counters are the same. I did switch some pictures in this little section here. Here, why don't we just look at it as in its true form? So I just went by a template that I saw, and so yeah, I mean, this was really quick. It took me about an hour to put this together, and believe you me, my OCD really wanted to go into the finite details, but I said no, just get it in there. All right. So what I did is I built this site in, all right, brain, I know you're there. Sections and columns. I built it in sections and columns. And I thought, since containers were coming, I thought, wouldn't this just be lovely if I could do a live show? I probably will not be able to get through all of this today because it took me more than an hour to get this built. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this site section by section, and we're going to, and this may be over a live session, and it may be over a live build it session, but I will make the title say website conversion to containers. And I'll put little numbers behind it that says, so I can put it in a series, whether it's on a chat or a build it or a tutorial, I don't know. But we're in the process, and I'll put them in a playlist so that you can go back and find them in order in which they are built. So we're going to take the header here, and we're going to convert. See, again, my brain, it's there, but it takes two words and melds them together sometimes. So we're going to take the header and convert it into containers because it was built in sections and columns. All right. So let's go up to the header. And so that we are not distracted, let me open up with a Command I, the navigator. And what I'm going to do, and yes, you can do this, I'm going to turn off, nope, that's not what I want to turn off. And I should have labeled all this stuff, but I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off everything else on the page so that we are not distracted by other things. So I'm going to turn them off. So all that we have is the header and the menu. So let me label this header. Yes, we are live and we're doing this. So if weird things happen, I'm going to have to figure it out. Okay, so the header and the menu are there together, and I have turned off everything else. All right. Well, thank you, George. I really appreciate that. You are cooler than me on YouTube video when I need to be better. It just takes getting on that bicycle every day. Every day. That's all it takes. All right. So here we are, and the first thing we need to do is we need to, yep, I'm all right. I'm here. I just need to focus. I need to go turn on from the Elementor settings, the experiments, and come down here to Flexbox Container and turn it on because I turned it off. And the next question is, can you have containers and sections commingle together on the page at the same time? Yes, you can. And that's all I'm going to say. So I set Flexbox Container. Does my pointer work? Yes, it does. Okay, just making sure the pointer works. Set the container to active, and we'll come down here to bottom and say save. And so if we go back, Flexbox Container now has a green dot, which means it is active. Lovely. All right, so we'll go back to our page, and I'm going to update the page, and I'm going to do a hard refresh, which is Command-Shift-R or Control-Shift-R if you're on Windows. What that does is basically it just does a refresh of the page in the Chrome browser, Command-Shift-R or Control-Shift-R. If you're using another browser, I can't tell you what the keyboard shortcut is. All right, got to pay attention to the time. Oh, and look at that. When you do a hard refresh, you have to turn everything off again. Well, isn't that fun? Okay. Note to self. Note to self. It does not keep its hidden items in the navigator. You have to turn them back off. Okay, good to know. Hopefully we won't have to do that again. Alrighty, so here we are. Let me move the navigator a little bit down above my head. There we are. Okay, so we just turned on the containers, and here, there they are. Now, if I come up here to this section, notice what we have here. We have a convert button. All right, so please do tell us, Catherine, what happens when you hit the convert button? Well, with all this word salad down here, it should say it copies the section, duplicates it, and puts it below said section. Okay, as a container. All right, so we'll just do that. Yes, we shall. I'm going to oops, nope, you don't right click. It would be nice if you could, if it was in this menu system, but nope, something in me wanted to do that. Okay, so we're just going to I'm going to select the section, and we know it's a section because it's light blue, and I'm going to say convert. So here we go. Doesn't look like much changed. Oh, by the way, let me just go back. Okay, let's just back up a second. Let me just delete that. Let me just back up a second. And let me turn, I'm sorry, I have to back up just to give you why is this not, oh, there we are. Okay, let me turn all this stuff back on. It's like, Catherine, you are just all over the place with your brain, and I know, I'm sorry. I just wanted to show you that I did go through this entire web page. Let me hit update. And I did set this page to be, let me hard refresh this one. I did set it to be responsive to tablet and mobile. So if let me go to the left. I am so very sorry. Apologize. The phone is ringing, and I know that's someone, yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, so I did make the site responsive before we even went to, oh, look, some things are broken because of that. Didn't see that. All right, what if we go, there we go. Okay, that might be full tablet, but we have a few things that are not the right same size. That's okay, we can fix that. But we are responsive. And there we are. We work in tablet mode too, in mobile view too. It's rudimentary, and it's, that I thought I fixed that, but at any rate, it is as responsive as it can be. I know that there needs to be padding there, but this was just in a hurry, and we'll fix this. That needs to be fixed, and that needs to be fixed. Some things are left, right. We'll fix this eventually. But I just wanted to show you that there was an attempt at making this responsive. Okay, back to where we were, and let's header menu hero. Okay, we're going to go back again, boys and girls. We're going to turn all this off so that we don't get distracted because, you know, this girl's got squirrel syndrome and OCD, and that's what you get when you're highly empathic intuitive, but that's my normal world. Okay, so here we are, and we've turned on the sections. Here we go. We're going to go back, and we're going to convert. All right, so we've converted it. Notice how it's a darker blue color. I want to say teal, but it is a darker color, so you can now see the difference between a words are coming. They're just right there. I just got to get the mouth to say them. Oh, so sorry. Beg your pardon. My foot hit that pedal. Ooh, okay. So yes, that is a converted section, which is now a container. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm so excited. You know what it is, boys and girls? I am so excited that there is going to be a show at 11 o'clock for Elementor, and my brain just wants to be there instead. Okay, focus. So we've got our container, and it is converted, and it looks like everything is all right. What I want to do is some things are floating up to the top here, and I want to center these items inside of here. So if I go to the container, edit the container, and I go to items, and I say justify content center, lovely, that works. I'm just going to right click, copy that, save time, paste style, and paste style. So there's a little tweaking that we needed to do to line those up. And so now I would say that's done, but we could also check our responsive mode. So we're going to hit the responsive mode. It may take twice as long because, okay, there, everything looks good. And let's go mobile. And everything looks good. Okay, the logo's a little bit big, but that's just a detail we really don't need to get into. But it converted well. We just needed to align the icons to the center, which they weren't aligned to the center here either, but horizontal alignment. Vertical alignment. I have dyslexia. I get things confused. And you're like, well, girl, what are you doing on YouTube if you got problems? Edit icon box. Nope, I don't want to edit the icon box. I want to edit that container or that column, and I can't reach it. So let me click this, but where is it? It's in the header. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can click it. It's not showing up. Image, okay, column, column, column. So that's the, this one, icon box. Yep, that's it. So I need to right click, edit that icon box, and go to style. No, I don't. I don't want to edit the icon box. I want to edit the column. Yes, that one. Vertical align to the middle. Marvelous, wonderful, and lovely. All right, so everything looks like it was. There's a little more space, but we're just going to go with that because we're not going for perfection. All right. So we've got that converted. Now we can, at this point in time, delete the section and the see, now I'm having a problem. Column, and it's not a section. Yeah, it's a section. Sections and columns. Sorry, y'all. It's just one of those mornings where your engine just ain't running properly. So we can delete this if we want to, and I want to. So we're just going to hit delete. And so now all we've got is our newly converted version. All right, so now we're going to go through, this is a button that I stretched out in this column, and this is a menu which I've pushed over to the right hand side with a blue background. So we're going to click on it, and I'm going to hit convert. All right, so immediately we see a little bit of stuff going on. It didn't exactly convert well, but that's okay. We're going to figure out what's going on with this button over here, because I tried to stretch it within the column, but now we're working with containers. So let's see here. It looks pretty good. And let's just go take a look at this button. What's going on? Okay, so if I go justified, we've still got a gap going on. Okay, that goes there. Do we have on said button, do we have any padding or margin? No, we do not. Okay, so let's look at the width of this container. We've got 24, and the content is full width. That's good. But what's going on? White, see, we got this white space. White space. Okay, so if it's 24.29, what is the width of this container? 7570. So I'm not a math girl, but I don't think the math is right. So why don't we do this? I'm just going to come in here and container. I'm just going to call this 25%, not 98. We're going to say 25%. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to make this container 75. Oh, Lord. 7,002 won't work. Yet we still have a gap happening. Oh, but think ahead, girlfriends and boyfriends. If we right-click and edit the menu, because we've... Oh, wait, hold on. If we click on this... Okay, here's the next question, boys and girls, because I've not done this. Okay, are we looking at a container? Okay, yes. Okay, so we have a parent container and we have two children. Now remember what is default. The reason why we are seeing this gap, the genius has just come online in my brain, is because by default there is a gap. There is a gap. In the items, element gap, there we go. In the parent, yes we are, delete. Look at that, it got even bigger. What's that all about? It got bigger and I deleted it. What is that all about? Okay. It gets bigger. There we go. For some odd reason, I had to force it to 0. Because by putting a 0 in there, it had a glitch. That's all it is. It's a glitch. It works now. Okay, let's move on. But, you know, you need to know some of these wackadoodle things, and we're live. All right. So we've got the menu. It is wonderful that it carries over the name of from the section to the container. It replicates the name. So if we come over here and look, we've got columns, but now we've got containers. But it is nice that it replicates I'm going to say parent in this case because we have to use our vocabulary and move to parents and children. Because we have the parent, which is the named menu container, and then we've got the children, which is the button. And we can very simply come in here and name these things. Button and menu. All right. So that we know what we're working with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to the section and I'm going to delete it because we've got pretty much what we needed. Boop. So I actually like this better. It fills the whole space from there to there. All right, so let me turn off that because that's kind of annoying. Good, wonderful, and lovely. So let me collapse this and let's move on to the hero. So we're just rolling with it. The next thing we need to do, we need to check responsiveness. Okay, that looks good. And let me edit the menu. 66%. Okay, what do we got rolling here in the tablet mode? 34%. Okay, so let's just play with this because I'm not liking the way this button is breaking. So let's see what we can do with the percentages in order to get the button to be the width of the logo and then have the menu be the rest of the, So now we're just going to play with, let's go 20, 22 little. So we're just going to use our little uptick here. 25. Let's go 24. And let's go 76 here. 76. Let's put a 7 there. That looks good. And it gets a little squooshed because the words and things don't fit. So let's check the button and check the padding. Let's just force a 0 in there. Nothing happens. Okay. Because there's just not enough room for all of that to happen. And we really don't want to make the logo any bigger. But where is this? This is, okay, hold on. Let's go to this container. There's got to be something in the advanced. Yep, the right side. Let's put 0 in there so that the menu gets centered in the middle of the space. Okay. So the only thing that's left to do with this button is we're going to have to take the arrow out because things are just not fitting. Let's go back, edit the button. Okay, there's no margin and there's no padding. And let's go back to the button and let's go to advanced. Yep, okay, go to content, the style. Oh, there's our padding. Okay, let's see what happens when we force a 0 in there. Whew. Okay, so we're getting the words to fit. That's great. Let's go back to content and the icon spacing. Let's just get that there. And then let's go back and style the button. And we're all locked together with the same values, top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, so 14 is great. And so what if I unlock and go left and right 0 and left 0? Okay, that's what happens. Okay, so we'll just go back and put 14 in there. Ooh, see, Elementor, let me just, you just saw what just happened. Okay, Elementor, for some reason you have changed these value boxes to have a 0 in there all the time. And that's not cool. Something about that has changed because when you type when you click in here, can you go behind the 0? Yeah, you can go behind the 0. You have to be very conscious about where you're clicking inside of that thing because they have forced a 0 in there. They have forced a 0. There didn't used to be a forced value of 0 in there. And so I'm not used to that. I think that happened in this latest 3.7 version because I'm getting all kinds of, like I'll put 14 in there and I got 140 because they're forcing the 0 in there. That's an observation. Maybe you have seen that, not sure. So let's go 10. Or maybe nothing on the right. Let's go back to 0. Okay. All right. We're good with the button. Let's move on. But we're still a little squashed. Let's go 18 on the top and 18 on the bottom. Okay, and then we need to align our button in the middle because it doesn't look like it's in the center. Does it look like it's in the center to you? Doesn't look like it's in the center to me. All right, so we're going back to layout. We're going to items. It is, oops, it was in the center. It just looks like it's top heavy and there's more space down below. So what shall we do about that? Let's go to the menu and advanced. On the nav menu or on the container itself? Good question. Let's go to advanced and let's go unlock. And on the top, let's add 5. Ooh, see? That zero's in there, and I'm not happy about that 0. You have to highlight it and then type your value. They did something with the values in the boxes, y'all. That's all I'm going to say is something's happened. Didn't used to be that way, and I'm not about to roll back and figure it out, but something's changed. Okay, the menu looks good. Let's move on. Let's turn on our next section. Okay, yep, that's the, And let me just click on this. Okay, there's the menu. All right, and then here's the hero section. Let's turn it on. Now the hero section is a section, and it's not a container, but we're going to convert it. All right, so, oh, we didn't look at, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. We didn't look at mobile. Looks good. Looks good to me. This is a little bit big. Why don't we just fix that? That is the image. Oh, we've got a new viewer. Hello, other viewer. Welcome to the channel. How can I tell? I'm viewing the channel, which is 1. George is here. He's number 2. And I've got a number 3 on my stream deck. So that means someone else is watching. Hello. All right, so let's change the width of the icon logo so that it is not too big. It's Pixta! Oh, Pixta's here. Oh, how you doing, Pixta? There you are. Nice to see you, Pixta. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So that looks a little bit better for a mobile. So you just joined us, Pixta. I am converting a website from sections into containers. So let me hit update. All right, just checking on the channel real quick, if I can. I've got so many windows in the front of it. All right. All right, just checking the channel, make sure everybody's happy everywhere. All right, not that I'm a people pleaser or anything. I'm just pleased. I'm pleased that you're here. All right, so we're looking good on mobile, we're looking good on tablet, and let's go back to desktop. All right, so we've got our header, we've got our menu, rockin', and now we're going to turn on the header. All right, the header is light blue. It is a section, so we're going to convert it. I always want to right-click it. I don't know why. That's just, we're going to hit convert. And when you hit convert, it goes and converts it into a container, and things are not as they look like. So what happened was, when it converts it to a container, it just shoves it to the top because it's not defined. Kath is just fine, don't mind. People called me Cat and Kitty and all kinds of stuff in school and all kinds of college nicknames. All right, so we're going to have to define right here. Okay, so remember, when you convert to a section to a container, I'm sorry, I'm looking up because my brain has to think. You have a parent container, which is the hero, which is lovely, but then it also shoves your content into a container so that you can control it in some way, shape, or form. So we've got 2 headings and a button. Great. So we have a parent-child relationship. The hero is the parent, which is the tab here, tabbed container, with the name. And then we've got the container, which is the child that holds all of the heading and the button. So we need to control the child that holds the children widgets. So I'm going to go to container, and I'm going to go to items, and I'm going to say justify content to the center. Ooh, looks like we're real close to what we had before. In fact, I don't think we need to hit another thing. Looks exactly like the other one. So since we're here, we're going to go up here and the container, no. See, I've changed my vocabulary back and forth that I can't even get it. That is a section, and we're going to delete it because we've got what we want. Boop. All right. Oh, Jimmy's here. Jimmy's here. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. All right, so now we're going to take a look at it in tablet. Looks good, looks good. And then we're going to go to mobile. And we're a little bit heavy on the font size. So I'm going to go to the font. H2. Shouldn't be an H2. So let's make it a div. And let's go control that font size. We made it a div, and now we're going to go to the typography, and it's to rem. Let's go 1.5. That looks good. Let's do a little line height going on here. And 1.4 looks a little bit better. Yes, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here, Jimmy, George, and Pixta. All right, so we've got that heading as a div. This puppy we're going to make sure is an H1. But we need to drop down the font size because that's a little bit gargantuan. Typography. Hey, there you are. All right, rem 3. Let's go 2. It's a little squished. And this needs to be a little bit smaller. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm just saying what works for me may not work for you. Let's go 1.3. That's much better. But then we've got our text that is really big in the space. So let's edit that. All right. Jimmy's working with Photoshop and working on different projects. Great. Oh, thank you. Look at you, Pixta. Oh, yes, I'm great also. Thank you. I appreciate that. You are appreciated. I appreciate that. So we build the future of industry. Okay, so let's just go a wee bit smaller with that. Typography. And we're at 2. Let's go 1.8. Okay, that's great. You can't really see it because it clashes with the background, but we're not going for perfection. We're just, there's only so much we can do in a live show. So you can scream all you want to, but we're just going to move on. You can't read it. Normally, in regular circumstances, I would not do that. I would do something like this. Okay, if you want me to do it, I can hear you screaming. I'm going to go to a background overlay, and we'll just make it darker. We need to pick a color, and we're going to go, we need a black color body. Let's just do this. That makes it look better. Is that the color of the, nope, we want the sunshine blue. There, that looks much better, but we can always monkey with the, make it completely blue. We don't want that, but we want it so that there's a little bit of contrast. Let's go 5.0. Yeah, 5.0. Okay, we'll hit update. All right. All right, so that looks good. Let's go to mobile real quick. Looks lovely. All right, we're actually getting through this faster than I thought. We won't get to everything because we have T-minus 15 minutes and counting, and then at the end of 15 minutes, we'll wrap up and we'll just have chitty chat session. and then we'll say bye-bye in about half an hour. Because we got to get ready for the Elementor live show at 11 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. Elementor is having a live show. They're revealing the 3.7 features. How they can do all of that in 45 minutes, I don't know. They should have made it an hour, but maybe they want questions for the last 15. Who knows? All right. Yeah, I read the chat. I read what you're saying. Let's go back to that. That's a little bit blue. Okay, there. I gave it a blue hue. I listen. All right, so we've got everything rocking with the hero. So we'll collapse the hero. Let's move on to the features. We'll turn that on. We've got a little bit of an, oh, sorry, moving too fast. We've got a little bit of an overlap here. And that's the pointer, help us. Yep, we got a little bit of a overlap here. And we've got a flip box, which is not flipping. It is fading into the text on the other side. I could have changed the icon, but we're just not going there. And then we've got an image and text here. All right. So let's take a look at it in tablet. Looks good in tablet. Everything fits. Ooh, that doesn't. Well, we'll fix it. We'll just fix that in the container version. And let's just look at it in mobile. They all stack, but I did some wonky stuff with the. Yeah, we'll fix that too. I had to make it fit in a certain way. You can see how it's overlapping and it's not even. But we'll fix that. We will fix that in the container version. So let's get to converting. All right, here we go. What happens when we hit convert? It duplicates it and puts it below. And there it is. And we've got wackadoodle things happening with the padding and the margin, but we'll fix that. All righty. So, first of all, let's take a look at the flip box itself, because let's see if the advanced. There is no margin and padding going on. So let's look at the container. Does the container itself? Oh, but there it is. Okay, let me turn off the circle. That might be bothering you. So I'll hit 0 and I'll hit 0 there. Great, wonderful, and lovely. Pixta's asking a question. Do you build your layout in sections, columns, and then convert it into layers? Not normally, but this is a live show and this is a teaching show. So I'm offering this as a, here's what you do when you've got a sections and columns, and this is how you convert an entire site into containers. So this is just a platform for teaching and what can happen. All right, so we'll go here. Let's double check all of the margins and padding. Everything looks good except this last one. And so let's go back to the, right. Okay, we've got negative margin going on. Well, why don't we just zero all this out? Hello, you number, make you 0. Let's just zero all of this out. And what would happen if I took that off? Okay, I know what's going to happen. All right, we just go with me on this. Why is it there and not there? Okay, everything looks good. I obviously had to do something in the sections to make it align. Let me hit update and let's take a look at it in the browser rendered version. Why is it showing everything? Because it is. Okay. It turns it off in the background. This is what I'm talking about. See, everything else is turned off, and that only turns it off in the back end. It doesn't do that to the front end. Okay, we're okay. We are okay. So here's our section and columns, and here is the container version that we're working on. All right, so, all right, there's the section. Here's the container. All right, so everything's looking good. I don't think we need to worry about any of this. So we're gonna go ahead and come back to the section here that's in blue, and we're going to delete it because we got what we need in the container version. All right, so let's take a look at things in the tablet version. We're rocking and rolling. Everything looks good. Yep. And here comes mobile. All right. All right, let's go back to tablet. Okay, this is not working. All right. Because the more info button is being chopped off. Okay. So we need to fix something. We may need to go into the flip box and monkey with the margins, which don't seem to be monkeyed with. Back, front, settings, height, border radius, flip, fade, style, padding, front. We don't need to worry about the front padding. We need to worry about the back padding because we got text. Back padding. Okay, what if that happens if I force a 0 in there? Hey, we're looking better. So we have no padding, but if we come to the alignments and do that, hey baby, that's awesome. Okay, that is the flip box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and copy, and I'm going to right click and paste and pray. Yes. Paste that style. Right click and paste. And now everything fits in the tablet size. And let's go to mobile. And we're looking great for mobile. I could add some padding in there. Just a little. But I'm not a perfectionist. It looks good to me. So we're just going to leave it that way. All right. Wonderful and lovely. All right. We're just going to go back to tablet one more time. Check the text here. I know that I put some, and we're just going to have to stay this way. Maybe we can take off a little bit, just a little, because words are wrapping in wackadoodle ways. All right. Do you mind trying the overlapping in the hero section to make the white slightly wider? Okay. For the desktop view. Okay. Pixta, you're asking? Okay, do you mind trying overlapping into the hero section to make the white slightly wider and maybe a little more on top as well? Okay, so let's go back up to the top. On desktops, let's go to the desktop mode. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what you're saying there, Pixta. Overlapping into the hero. Oh, so you want this to go up more. So we are overlapping, but we want to go, I think you're asking for me to go up a little bit more. Alrighty, that's fine. We can do that. I've got a negative top margin of 45. So let's go higher. Let's go what? 70? All right. Okay. And let's go here. Because see, on tablet, I would have to, I can't go any more narrow because of the fact then this will squish. Yep, it'll squish all the words. See, there's another squish and words. got melded together there. Squish. All right. Okay, so we're looking good. And then we've got a lot of, we're very, we don't need this to be, we need this not to be all the way up there because it makes an imbalance with the header. But we could also, okay, hold on just a second. Oh, okay, I got 5 minutes, so we got to fix this in 5 minutes. All right, so we're going to put this as 0 so that this balances that. Okay, that's good. We're in mobile view and everything looks wonderful and lovely. And then, oh, we got to fix that. Okay, so let's go here and advanced, and we're going to put 0. And that looks good. But see, then we've got this centered puppy there. So do we stay left aligned or do we go to the middle? I think we should go to the middle. So I'm going to right click, edit heading, and we're going to go bang. Right click, edit heading, bang. Right click, edit the icon list. Layout, style, and center. Lovely. And we're going to have to because we've got our eyes are all on a prize of that trophy, and everything needs to be centered because it's centered. I mean, we could align it to the left, but I don't want to go there. Alignment to the center, but that's not centered. Why? Because there's margin on the right. So in this container, so we need to edit the container, go to advanced, and turn that off. And now it's centered. Everything is centered in there. Wonderful and lovely. And so we have wrapped that up. Let's go back to, okay, Pixter, you are really saying some wisdom things here. Skating is asking if it is a client project. Nope, some of the projects that I do, I literally build just to help teach. So this was just a quick and dirty, I completely made this fictitious Sunshine Industries up. It doesn't really exist. That is very cliche logo, and I created that. And then I just went on Unsplash and grabbed a bunch of industrial photos and threw it in there by looking at another template. So as a guide. So yeah, that's how I do it. And I did this yesterday. I built all of this, picked the colors, and built all of this yesterday. And so I built it in sections and columns and wanted to just offer on my channel, hey, this is live. Here's how you convert a site from sections and columns into containers. So basically, that's what I'm doing. Anytime I can have a platform to help teach and educate, it's just what I do. I'm a very helpful soul and want to help people in this, what's going to be a very painful process of people who are used to columns and sections into this containers. My inner geek just feels that there's going to be a large gap of people who might have another mass exodus to leaving Elementor when the containers are forced upon us. So I just want to be a resource to say, hey, it's not that hard. We can do this together. So let's take a look at it in the final version. These are all containers now, from here to there, but from this section below is all sections that need to be converted into containers. So I will leave that for another day. So I know that the people that are in the chat right now are developers or people that work for agencies or create their own. So it's chit-chatting time. So let me scroll down. Thank you very much, Skating, or Jimmy. I gotta say that Skating choreographer. So do tell, Skating, what's the deal with your handle there, Skating choreographer? So are you a skating choreographer? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh. Container isn't bad if it just works as it should be or would expect. Right, Pixta. Yes, yes. Let me see if I can fix this live. There we go. And that is just gargantuan. Let's just make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And it disappears. All right. So yeah, this part of the show, we're just shooting the breeze for the next 15 minutes so that you all can prepare yourselves for the live Elementor show that is the 3.7 features reveal in the Elementor Live Show on Facebook and YouTube. So go to the Facebook and YouTube channel platforms, and they will be live in T-minus 58 minutes and counting. So, yep, check the Elementor YouTube channel for the live show. Oh, very nice. Skating choreographer was a skater. Nice. And now share your knowledge with students as how to run the show, how to skate. So you work for big skating companies. Obviously, you're not a skating teacher, but you run shows. Nice, nice. All righty. Well, awkward. Here we are. The teacher gets awkward when she has nothing to teach. I'm not one of those that just rambles on and on about topics because, you know, I'm not one for, what do they call that? Come on, brain. Idle chit-chat. I'm not a chit-chatter. But yet here I am chit-chatting, filling time for the next 12 minutes. And I'm not one that likes talking about myself. Endless, mindless chit-chat. I'm just not one of those people. I have something to say, I will say it. Obviously, I don't have anything to say. Come on, y'all. Peeps in the chat room, give me something to talk about. Rated G for everyone. Oh, you are a person after my own soul. How to use their body on ice, listening to the music and I'm all right. Listening to the music and movements, etc. Yes, that is, I am sure, a skill that either you have or you don't. And since we're on the subject of skills that you do and do not have, music is one of them. I've tried piano, guitar, and drums, and I can't do it because I have, what do they call that, stage anxiety when people are watching me? I mean, this I can be contained, you know, because I'm at a computer screen, I see people's names up and down, but when I see faces like a crowd, whoo, this stops working. My voice stops. I did a WordPress WordCamp of 70 people. Y'all have heard me say this before. 70 people in the room. I had a 30-minute talk. 15 minutes in, I sounded like Imran at Web Squadron 5 days ago. He couldn't. My voice went away. So, yeah, I have to keep reminding myself, even though there are 2 other people watching, that I am in the safety of my own home. Everything's cool, and I'm just looking at a computer screen. Constantly telling myself that. So, yeah, skill, dancing, don't have that either. I know good music when I hear it, and I can tell when someone's lip syncing. That's easy to spot. I have eagle eyes when it comes to when somebody's lip syncing. Stage anxiety can be crazy. Now, I can speak, like if you give me a script, I can speak, but don't let me go off script. I have a real hard problem going off script. And then next month, the end of next month, I'm going to have to give a talk, but it's going to be scripted. I have to write out what I'm going to say. I don't have a problem with that. I don't really have a room presence, like looking up from my notes and looking. It's like me and the paper. Talk, 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 we're done. Oh, wow, we skated for audiences. Hold on, let's see, very impressed. There we go. We skated for audiences of 20,000 people. Very impressive. People are so far that sort of forget that they are there. Here, there. Yep. Yeah, because you've got to be focused on hearing the music, knowing your routine, making sure your feet are underneath you, because it can go bad if you're not grounded and focused in your routine. And if you have stage fright and you start looking at eyeballs looking at you, you'll be on your backside skating across on your buns quicker than you can say, whoops. Yes, doing lives will help. Yep, so that's why I'm here. Shooting the breeze, filling that gap with 2 lovely, soulful friends that appreciate a newbie and a person who's been in web development for 22 years, showing some skill on the screen. Yep, some of this skill on the screen. Oops. Let me fix. Hold on just a second. Nope, I gotta zoom out. I'm trying to fix my head. Headroom. Well, I'm just gonna have to scoot down in my chair. And let me move this. Oh, I did a boo-boo. I gotta zoom in and then I gotta move that over. Okay, sorry, that was scene tweaking. And I think my camera is tilted. I'll have to fix that later. Oh, well, lovely, lovely. It has been a joy to have Pixta and Jimmy, I think that's your correct name, skating, Jimmy. It takes time, effort, and energy. I would say in preparation, had to learn eCam. That was first and foremost, had to learn the software. Then you have to learn presence and mindfulness in using the software. You have to know what scene you're in, what scene you're getting ready to go to. Is it prepared? Are your graphics ready? Like, for example, let's say I want to switch to Keynote real quick. And, yep, it's one of those things. All right, so I'm going to switch this over. See, so like if I was going to do this real quick and I hit that, and let me do this real quick. And I can do that, and then I can switch the scene real quick. And where's that scene? Right there. And there's the scroller at the bottom. So, and that takes mindfulness, because I had to open another application. And if you really want to see what this is, behind the scenes, it's green screen. And I added this photo I added as an overlay. Everything at the bottom is an overlay. And so if you really want to see what that looks like, I will switch to this scene. Nope, this one. That's what it looks like. And I'm able to do a green screen and change that to this. Ain't that the wonderful thing about green screen? Yes, it is. That's great, wonderful, and lovely. Just showed you some of my secrets of doing a live show. Green screen and overlaying on another scene. Ain't that cool? Yes, it is. So, and that takes preparation because you have to know keynotes live and switching to another scene and get the green screen. You know, you have to be technologically astute in order to make all of that happen. And you have to practice and practice. But the wonderful thing about Ecamm, this software, and the company is that they provide private Facebook groups as a safe space with fellow students that you can go live, test things out, crash and fail, and it's okay. Get feedback from fellow students who are also learning in the process. That's what's really great about the Ecamm. They call it the Ecamm Fam. It's a wonderful platform to learn this software. So my hat's off to you, Ecamm. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for your great software that is only available for the Mac operating system. So, when did I start this? Last October. Well, like October, last past October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 6 months. It's taken me 6 months to learn the software, learn on-camera presence, and stop looking at my screen and just talking, because there is someone out there that I can connect with. Oh, and skating has done the same thing with creating green screens and change it to video to include the final composition. Yes, green screen is your friend if you can get it to work properly. And be your friend. Be your friend. And so then there's, doing things. Then there's this very dangerous button, which is called preview. And I'm going to hit it right now. And so then I can add something just willy-nilly on the screen. Yes, I can. All right. And you don't see it. And so when I'm ready to reveal, then I hit publish. And then you will see the word text on the screen. Right there. I just added it behind the scenes. And in preview mode, I can then get rid of it and then publish that. Text goes away, and then I get out of preview mode. That preview mode is very dangerous. Because if you watch one of my other live streams, I stayed in preview mode for quite some time and forgot to hit the publish button. Preview's dangerous unless you're very aware of what you're doing. Web Squadron's in the house. Imran's here. Yay! Yes, preview is like tarot card reading. It could lead to death. It's just a dangerous thing. It's just a dangerous thing. I've been caught with preview mode more often than I've been caught with demo mode. You want to see demo mode? Here's something scary. All right, let me make sure that I have the right screen selected because even that can be a danger thing. All right, I've selected that. Where's demo mode? Did I take it off? Nope, here it is. Now you get to see, and I can't see what you see, but you are seeing all the magic that is the camera effects, the the scenes, the overlays, my preview window. I can't see what you see because it's an inception. Then I've got my live in the background, and then I've got the chat going on. So yes, there's a lot going on the command center right there. So let me get out of demo mode. And Imran is riding his bike, having all kinds of adventures on his bike in his house. I think I saw that bike in the corner of his live show. Yes. Yep. I am using a Canon M50 Mark II camera. Keep your eyes on the road. Yes, those stationary bikes, if you're not looking where you're going, you could fall off. So yeah, yep, in the house. Well, I'll just, I'll chit-chat for a little while since Imran showed up. I was going to say bye-bye at 10:15. But did you know, Imran, that Elementor is having its own live show at 11 o'clock? This is just like the pre-party for the 3.7 feature reveal officially from Elementor. Yes, Pixta, definitely. I actually worked in a TV station right out of, okay, so not right out of high school, right out of college. So it was, let's see, when did I work at the TV station? Yes, I went to art school, the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia. And after I majored in video, a bachelor's fine art degree, I then went home and it's who you talk to. And I was able to get in the door and be a camera operator for the 6 and 10 o'clock news shows. And I worked there for 2 years. And actually, one of those 2 years, I was working my way out the door because I was teaching myself HTML and CSS because the geek had been activated. And I looked at HTML code and thought that was a wonderful thing. So I was literally trying to teach myself code, and that's when I started teaching older adults computer skills. Okay, all right. All right. So yeah, I did work at a TV station just as a camera operator, and even that was a challenge because you had a preview button. You could see the graphics. There was a button we hit on our little. It was like riding a bicycle. You had two hands so that you could turn the camera. When you know how a newscaster has well, they may or may not do it anymore, but they'll have like a graphic up here, like here's what happened at the supermarket today, blah, 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 whatever. And they have a graphic over to the side. We would have a little preview button so that we knew when they were getting ready to reveal the graphic, we would frame up the shot and know how much to move the camera in order to allow the graphic to show up right beside their head. And we would just move it just a little bit to reveal the graphic. That was cool. Then they tried to offer me other jobs like audio technician. That was a nightmare. That was a reality. You had like, and I'm sure they only use 10%, but there are about 5,000 buttons in front of you because you were paying attention to the audio, the commercial audio, the audio of all newscasters. You had to turn them on and off at the right time. That was a nightmare. Just let me preview the graphic on the screen and move the camera. Then they wanted me to be technical director. That was like being the airport technical director. You know, the control tower. It's like being the control tower of an airport. You got to know where all the planes are. You got to be talking to the planes. You got to know where the traffic's going, where they're going to land, and what gate they're supposed to land at. Air traffic controller, that's what it is. Air traffic controller is a technical director in a TV station. You have to know when the commercials come in and out. You have to go in and out on time. You have to talk to the audio director. You have to talk to in a headset, to the camera operators and to the newscasters. You have to know what everything is going on. And I was just like, no, I can't handle that. Woo! Yes, just air traffic controller of a TV station. No, thank you. I did not want to do that. Just give me one job. One job. I can be overwhelmed with just one job, as you can tell in the show. Shooting the breeze, shooting the breeze. Well, I'm going to say bye-bye. And it was nice to have Pixta, Imran, Web Squadron, and Jimmy, skating choreographer, here today. I appreciate you so very much being my audience for today in my live show. I did some teaching. If I'm on camera and not teaching, I'm not happy. So that's how that works. So again, we did the, let me go back to, let me make sure I'm hitting the right button. Yep. So what we did today was the header and the menu and the hero and the features section. And that was for today. And then we'll move on to the other sections down here below, and we will convert them as well. So this is an ongoing project, and I'll chop it up and keep bringing you the final project on how to convert sections and containers. Yep. Alrighty. So y'all have a good one and enjoy the show of Elementor's 3.7 feature release. Bye-bye for now. Have a good one.